Yesterday I watched a video by the CoinGeek about PCGS and NGC having too much power. Well, that is collectors' faults and dealers' faults for the reason that they have too much power, or at least are accepted the most. But what do you do? What's the solution? So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. If you want to watch the CoinGeeks video first, I'll have a link down in the description for you. It brings up some questions, and I'm going to try to offer what I feel like is a semi-solution. So stay tuned. Here's my website, portsmouthcoinshop.com. If you haven't been to my website, this is where I sell coins from a coin shop because we buy and sell coins. I have a lot of good deals going. I do have the emergency issue Silver Eagles. Also have some 90% rolls silver. And I have some really nice Morgan dollars and the mystery lot. So if you get a chance, check out portsmouthcoinshop.com. Also, Mint State Coin Technologies. Go over to YouTube. Subscribe to Mint State Coin Technologies. You will get updates and videos. Mike is starting to do videos over there, and you have to go to mintstate.com and check out our site there where we have coin values and resources to find all the coin values online as well, like sold auctions. Just click a link. Also, we have coin collecting software. You can track your coin collection. You can even add coins from the price guide to your collection. So check out Mint State Coin Technologies over on YouTube. Also, I want to add in this video, when I say we, us, and all that, I'm not talking about me and Mint State or anything like that. I'm kind of being in general. I kind of started speaking like it was going to be me doing all of this in this video. I'm not saying I'm doing this. It's just giving everybody an idea of what I think could happen. Maybe some good ideas, maybe get some thinking going. So getting back to the issue, PCGS and NGC, they came out in the 80s. And then you have other companies, PCI, NTC, SEGS, and ICG, and ANACS, ANACS. All these companies, all of them, I don't even know if, I think SEGS is still grading, but no website. PCI ended up becoming, I think it was DGS, Dave Lawrence, Rare Coins purchased them, and then I think they're PCI again. I have no idea if they're still grading, but what's important is you can still find them in holders. So it is important to know what these companies are and if they're legitimate or not, or what you need to be looking for. But suffice it to say, PCGS and NGC hold the largest market share, and then NX is next, and then ICG. Now, the reason PCGS and NGC are tops is good marketing, and because dealers and collectors accept them as top grading companies. So there's really not a whole lot you can do about that except stop using them, but that's not going to happen. But I do feel the same way the CoinGeek does about not being consistent anymore. It's a lot less consistent than what it used to be. Also, the news is that Collectors Universe was sold to Nat Turner, it's a entrepreneur and collector, Nat Turner, for approximately $700 million. So it's an investor group purchased Collectors Universe, which includes PCGS Grading Company. So we'll see what's going to happen. So, let's put it this way. Everybody thinks that, and this is how it starts, that PCGS and NGC, that there were basically, let's say, start with PCGS first, okay? I mean, there were authentication services. You had the ANA, but PCGS came along and put coins in an actual hard plastic holder and guaranteed the grade. So they'll give them first for that, even though you had AccuGrade and you had Hagen, and he was supposedly come up with the plastic slab, and PCGS used it, and there was a lawsuit. And of course, it's hard to find that kind of information online, but it used to be up online. And I'm sure one of you that's watching this will actually know the actual history or read the book. I know Condor, that was his handle, passed away, but he wrote a book on it, and he has a sample slab website. I can't think of his name right off the top of my head, but suffice it to say, PCGS comes along. It's a bunch of rare coin dealers or coin dealers. And some of them didn't even know if it was going to work. People were thinking, no one's going to pay you to grade your coins. And you heard all the negativity around it. But they still came together, formed PCGS, and started grading coins, and it took off like wildfire. I mean, everybody was eager to have their coins graded and guaranteed and put in plastic. And that's just how it got started. They weren't expert graders. I mean, they might have been experts in their field, but it wasn't such a standard. It didn't start out as a standard like it should have. There should have been a standard put together that everybody adhered to. And that's the problem with this. It's mostly opinion. It starts off with some dealer's opinion. They come together and they put a committees together and they supposedly agree on each coin, which I don't think happens. They grade too many coins. I've heard too many stories about how they get paid for so many coins or maybe some bonuses. I don't know. But like I said, I'm not trying to make rules. I don't know behind the scenes. I've never been there. All I'm saying is that in the comments of my videos, I've heard a few things that seem legit, but may not be legit. If someone has a link or a source or something, I'd be glad to share it and read it and watch it. I know about how they grade and all that, but I'm talking about the stuff you don't hear online, the stuff that's not been put out publicly. It's about what it's like to work as a grader for PCGS, things like that. So the problem I see is that it's about money. So PCGS, NGC, and Annex, especially Annex and ICG, in order to make money, they'll grade 70 coins. I'm not saying they grade 70 on purpose, but they'll grade so many 70s. And people places like CoinVault and HSN and these other companies, sell them like hotcakes online for high prices. The minute you buy that, they're devalued aftermarket. That doesn't look good for Annex. I don't know how many times I've bought boxes and boxes full of Annex graded coins, Mint State 70, that someone bought for exorbitant prices off of HSN or online or one of these, TV salesmen. To me, the solution now is supposed to be independent. Now, a lot of people say, okay, well, you've got ICG, but ICG does the same thing, that they'll grade coins for whatever company will pay them enough money, and it just kind of demeans it because it's not about the standard anymore. It's just about making money. And I get that. They're a company. You have to make money if you're a company. But to me, they're no different. Might be independent, maybe not dealer connected, but still yet they're going through the same thing, and they're struggling to even maintain their actual integrity in the market as far as their grades consistencies and being too liberal or not, that kind of thing. And then, of course, we have CAC, okay, but it's still dealer connected. But it supposedly will look at NGC or PCGS coins, but none of the rest to verify the grade. So you don't really have a way of checking everybody, checking the grading companies and all that kind of thing. So I've got a solution, and this is what I think would be a good idea for me. And I took a few notes here, and I'm gonna kind of read from my notes. So obviously, if you want to start a new grading company to fix this, you want it to be an independent grading company, okay? Meaning it's not connected to dealers and it's not associated and all that kind of thing. That way I'm not saying that a dealer can't own it. It's not that kind of thing. I'm talking about where it has to please dealers and collectors and big pockets, that kind of thing. And that leads me to, being nonprofit, not publicly owned. That way, no one's buying stock. You don't have to worry about shareholders and worry about quarterly profits and all that kind of thing. That way, you stick with the fact that funding's coming in because it's going to cost to do it. You can't do it for free, but it has to be some type of nonprofit setup to where the big amount of money that's coming in is for the operating expenses and things like that, but it's not actually to make this huge profit, okay? It's to pay people to work for the company, and that includes the owners as well. It has to be set up like that. Then there's not that chance that we have to grade so many coins so that we, have a great quarter for this investors and things like that. Then it has to be grading standard driven. In other words, a standard for coin grading must be developed in some way, shape, or form, whether you use artificial intelligence and two-layered deep learning. All these graded coins that are out there, they have to somehow, let's take all the Mint State 63 coins graded, let's say cents, 63, 64, 65. Take every single one of them you can find and scan every single one of them and come up with a baseline based off of human grading. So there you've got this baseline, and if anything falls in or out of that, then you know that there's some inconsistency. Maybe it's a grade lower or whatever. But somehow, some way to kind of verify without reasonable doubt that the coin is actually the grade that it is. And this company could use accept Annex graded coins. It could use ICG and all the grading companies and actually look at the coin, compare it to that baseline that was developed, that standard, and say, yeah, this coin is probably the grade, or no, this coin is not the grade. So it actually grade coins that are in holders from everybody. It doesn't matter whether it be that daggone IMB or whatever, but still yet it would be able to look at everything, to be able to examine everything, and not saying human graders wouldn't be involved. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying human graders would be involved in this, along with computer aided help, or I should say artificial intelligence help. So, and also whenever something is found to be questionable color or cleaned or is not the grade, then it would offer an explanation, a written up explanation. And basically every coin might be a little bit different, but it needs to be a reason behind that the coin didn't grade this grade because whatever holder it was in, we don't feel it's this grade because of this reason or that reason, and actually needs to be documented, saved in a database. If the coin's questionable color or it's been cleaned, whatever it is, then that needs to be explained why it was cleaned. So we need to have this to be educational driven so people understand why they're getting the condition and the grade, the results back, let's put it that way, on their coins. Obviously, they could offer a service where they regrade. So in other words, let's say someone sends in a PCI green label, which if you're in the business, you know that the PCI green labels are potentially higher grade than the other PCI holders, and they actually look the grade. I just sold a 63 Morgan Dollar that looked like the grade, maybe even a little bit better. So let's say someone submits it to us, and we say, yes, we think this is the grade. So we send them an email. We think your coin's a grade, or maybe even a text. And I'm like, do we proceed to send it back to you, or would you like this reholdered in our holder? And they could say, oh, let's reholder it. So then we can charge for reholdering it and putting it in our holder. And obviously it would be recorded where it came from. It's, in other words, a chain of custody. You know, this was in a PCI holder. We reholdered it. We found that it was the grade or consistent with the grade that was on the holder. And that's recorded in a database. So when someone resubmits that coin, it gets scanned again or whatever, then we know that's the same coin that has this track record. That way we know what's going on with the coins. And eventually, when thousands and tens and thousands of coins, or even millions, who knows, hundreds of thousands of coins, whatever, gets graded, then we're going to have this huge database, a track record of these coins, which I think is very important for the community. I think it will help develop that standard that I'm talking about. And that kind of stops the resubmissions to get a higher or lower grade. Okay, we're going to have coins that are going to come back in, and we're going to know that's the same coin, and it has to be the same grade. It has to stick with that standard. If somehow a mistake was made with additions to our database or perfection of the whatever, and it seems like it's not within the boundaries of the grade any longer, or whatever it might be, because I mean, like I said, no two coins are alike and no system's going to be perfect. But yet at that point we can say, okay, hold on, what's going on here? And continue to develop that standard so that it is as close to a standard as possible. There'll never be 100% coin grading standard, I'm sorry to say, but it can be pretty close. So that's kind of like some of my solutions to the problem. And I think people will start trusting in a company that allows you to send coins in no matter what. Okay, no matter what grade, no matter what holder they're in, they're going to check the grade for you. They're going to send you back the reasons why we thought that was that grade, the reason we thought it was artificial toned, or why it was cleaned, or why we thought it should upgrade, and that kind of thing. And then give you the opportunity to have it upgraded, you know, by a legit company that is independent and nonprofit. I mean, to me, I think that's the best way of doing it. I think that's where this needs to go to. Artificial intelligence most certainly needs to be involved in it. And you know, it's just going to take someone who's got enough guts, enough resources, and enough vision to move us forward into this hobby. So thanks for watching my latest video. Please like, share, and comment, hit the sub button, and have a great day.